But let's talk about some other topics because I want to cover some stuff before our guest comes on. So let's talk about okay. Okay. Apple phone. Let's talk about will the Apple phone. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering, my tie is Damier Prince.
Great selection. Once again, Magnifico.
I'm also in Louis.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Pharrell, I appreciate you.
See, y'all gotta appreciate each other. So don't come off as arrogant. That's what I learned. Right?
Yes.
Supporting the culture.
Yes.
Pharrell, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you.
Men's Fashion Week, maybe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Okay.
We should have asked for what you want. Lesson number 4.
Zoom in right there.
But my suit is made by a black man. For all I already know the comments is going to be like, yo, why are you supporting these white brands? Just my tie.
Yeah.
But the suit is made by my guy, Mike B.
Shout out to Mike B.
Black-owned designer.
Hey. Shout out to Mike.
Support black businesses.
That's a fact at all times.
Very important. Okay, so will the Apple phone get knocked out by the Solana phone?
Listen, every time I mention anything about crypto, the crypto enthusiasts come after me. I will say the probability is very low, but I am very interested to see what the phone can produce and what benefits it does have. Back to you, Troy and Rashad. I'm
going to answer this because when I read this question, I immediately thought of you, Shadi, and the answer is no. It is not going to be replaced by the Solana phone for a number of reasons. When you look at it and you can Google it and try to look at the Solana phone, the first thing you're going to look at is like, this is an Android. This looks exactly like an Android because it is. It looks exactly, it has some different features inside of it, but it looks like an Android. That's number one. Number two, how complex it is going to deter people away. Yes, it is Web3, but for most of the population, especially those who have phones, have no idea what Web3 is to this point. They don't know the functionality of it. They don't know the use case of it. So it might be a little bit too futuristic, right? Number three, so it does have a crypto component of it. But when I think of people who are not into technology, when you buy your phone, do you want to set up a wallet on your phone? Are you trying to convert USDC into Sol? Like, are you doing any of those things? Right? Most people have a hard time adding their contacts. So to try to figure out how to convert crypto into it's just a lot. The last thing I had was these decentralized apps. Yes. Is it a great idea? Yeah, great idea. Will people understand the idea? Absolutely not. How many decentralized apps are there? Right? I looked at the number. It might be 15. So you're starting out with 15 decentralized apps, whereas how many apps does the iPhone have? Right? Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of apps.
Yeah.
And so people don't even really understand what it is to be decentralized inside of this world of crypto. Is it a little ahead of its time? Yes, I would say it's definitely ahead of its time. And so will it pass it? I don't think so. Just because from the technological purposes of it, it's a little too complex to be used right now. I say no.
Yeah, I agree. But speaking on a company that did deliver on numbers, Google knocked it out of the park.
They were mad at last week.
Who was?
The audience. They were like, yo, Shadi, man, why you just can't let Troy finish his point on Google? I said, nah, man.
Yeah. I got a bunch of them.
Like, nah,
y'all need to quit talking over each other. I'm like, bro, let us cook.
Yo, man, listen, man, we have conversations all the time. Usually it's not a who's right or who's wrong. This is just dialogue for people to learn from. Hopefully you have these conversations amongst your friends. It doesn't mean you don't love me. It doesn't mean I don't love him. These are just conversations.
And he was giving a long horizon. Also, I'll say this too, like when we give these doom and gloom scenarios as business people, we are also thinking about our businesses and those friends that we have in this space to see where we need to navigate to next. I was screaming for 2 years podcasting is going to blow up. They're like, oh, he's tripping. Now everybody's deal kind of went away. I think what Rashad, and I don't want to speak for him, but what I think what he was saying, there are threats to the business that could take them down in a 10-year period. Same way with Meta. I make those same proclamations, and guess what? All the proclamations that need to be changed after I went into the building, they were changed. So he wasn't saying YouTube is going to fall apart in 9 days. But if they don't make these changes, in 5 or 6 years, they can have some serious competition. Just as cable did.
It's pretty reliant on ads, and not luckily for them, but the way that the market has shifted, ad revenues went down. You can look at it from a linear TV standpoint. You can look at it from definitely in the podcast space for sure. Radio, the ad dollars have gone down in 2022, 2023.
Yeah,
that has changed of the last quarter, first two quarters. Well, the last quarter of last year, the first quarter of this year, that has changed.
Yeah.
That benefits companies that rely on ad services. Like it's no secret there. So their earnings came back and it was great. I mean, YouTube has
delivered 8.1 billion in quarter one,
which is incredible. More people are leaving linear television. That helps. That helps a company like YouTube. There was an article I sent you guys about live sports, and people were like, well, why do they need live sports? Why is it such an emphasis on live sports? Because YouTube, and especially a lot of these streaming services, they want to be your all-in place, right? So if I can get sports, I can get music, I can get Market Mondays and Earn Your Leisures, content creators, I can get kids programming all in one spot. That's the place I need to go. Right now, YouTube has that advantage where they can be that. I know Amazon is in talks to get the NBA. Now, the Sunday Ticket was still part of the YouTube TV package. We'll see what that looks like next season. But this is why they want to have these things. They don't want you to go anywhere else. They want to keep you on their platform, and they have all the avenues to do it. They have the music. They have some live sports. They have content creation. They have originality. It's there. It's there for the taking.
What's the key metric? Retention.
And
keep you there for 3 or 4 hours, man. The ad rates would be dramatically different.
They're gonna keep you there, and that audience base, right? Like I know people who have young children. What is their television on all day? It stays on YouTube, right?
Yeah, YouTube is TV for kids.
It's kids programming that's in there. There's the reason why the number one watch thing is kids programming.
Yeah,
for sure.